Here we are at the scene of jewelweed, and we're going to now go harvest some of that. And I will turn the camera around so you can see how beautiful this particular patch of jewelweed is. Okay, here we have a beautiful patch of jewelweed. You can see how pretty the colors are all dispersed, the little oranges and the yellows and the oranges. And it's a plant that's a favorite of the honeybees and just the big bees because it has a really sweet nectar. So I just wanted to stop and show you this. And up the hill here just a little bit by that tree, where is it? There it is. Right there's a nice patch, and I'm going to go take that. I've already asked Mother Nature to please bless me with her bounty, and I'm going to go snip a little piece off that right now. So what I always do when I'm out here in the woods, you're always looking all around you for opportunities. Here is another little small patch of jewelweed. Another thing tucked in here is although it looks like wild lettuce, it is not wild lettuce. And that reiterates what I said earlier. Somebody could just come upon this and say, oh yeah, there's that wild lettuce. No, that's not wild lettuce. And it's important for you to make sure that you have the right plant for whatever your need is, because if you don't, you're wasting your time, because first off, the product isn't going to come together like it should, because there may be constituents in that plant that is not anything that you need to be working with. And you just for overall knowledge, you must, for safety reasons, you must know that the plant that you're cutting and harvesting from is exactly what you're looking for. So here I am now up against this big old tree, and I'm going to go in and get a real close up here. I like, when I harvest, I like the stems, the leaves, and the flowers. So on this one, I'm going to kind of go down in it, and I can see that this is a real hardy bush. So with that, I know that if I cut it right about here, I will have the bounty that I need. Okay, sorry if that's shaky, but I don't have one of those stick things yet. But here's the piece that I took. And that's the jewelweed. All right, so from this, I then just bring it on over to my basket, and there I always go wild foraging with my favorite buddy. That's Dakota. She's getting on in her years, but she is always with me out here in the woods. And yes, a lot of the medicines I make are for Dakota too. She's a good girl. All right, I'm going to shut this off for a minute, and I'm going to drive over to where I did see the wild lettuce. And there's the jewelweed in the basket. How pretty. Okay, so now we have, I'm going to recap on what we've done with jewelweed. And as I had mentioned before, the benefits of jewelweed are many. There's a lot of studies out there, and I always encourage you to do your own research. But there are a lot of studies out there that say that it's effective for any kind of itch relief, like for common dermatitis, or a lot of studies have been done for its efficacy on poison ivy. And of course, as I said earlier, we use it up here in New England for the tussock moth that when in the caterpillar stage is a highly reactive substance that reacts with our skin and makes us very, very itchy, causes a rash. And let me just show you before I go any further, this is the salve that I make. This is one of my ones that I have in my inventory. And this is, I wanted you to see that this is the end product, and it begins with Mother Nature's green blessings, the actual herb itself. And what I do after we've harvested these, and we talked about sustainable harvests and stuff like that. But we want to wilt it, and the reason we wilt it, let me remind you, is because water is not our friend when it comes to oil infusions. We don't want it wet, we don't want it damp, because those are environments for bacteria, mold, mildew, fungus, those kinds of things. And when I put this salve on my body, or you put it on your body, I want to make sure it's pure and free from all those things. So the first stage is to wilt the herb. And I just simply lay it on a paper towel, and as you can see, and you can almost hear, it's almost crunchy now. This is just about, I would probably say tomorrow, I'm ready to make the infusion. When I lay my herbs out to wilt, it's always in my kitchen counter from now until end of October. My kitchen counters are always full of herbs that are wilting. And I lay them out, let them stay here for a day or two. Yesterday we talked about plantain, and these are now completely ready and dry. But that's why we do this. That's why we wilt. We want to get rid of that first layer of moisture. I always set them out on paper towels, and I always try to raise the vibration with crystals. And I don't try, I do. That's what crystals do. So that's it for Jewelweed, and I hope that you will stay tuned and join me again, because after we go through the next couple of herbs that are common to my yard and the woods nearby, we're actually going to start making these oil infusions and eventually ending up with our salve pots. So thank you for being with me. If you enjoyed this chapter, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I really look forward to seeing you again. Bye. This is Deb from Potions and Pots.